Hey,
What?
ting.
Stop. What's up, guys? Oldhead Mike here, bringing you another album review. This week's album review is Current's new album, The Way It Ends. Currents is a band that I'm only recently familiar with. Their newer single, Monsters, that just came out, is the first song that I really sat and listened to by them. So I haven't gone and listened to their other albums. So this review is just objectively just talking about this album by itself. I don't have I'm not comparing it to their other albums or anything like that. So maybe my rating could change after going through their discography. But as it stands right now, this is all I've heard from them. So the single that came out, Monsters, I really enjoyed it. I loved it, actually.
I gave you everything!
Oh yeah. Woo!
So much fun inside!
Not expecting that. Woo! Ooh. I've listened to it several times since then. However, the album didn't hit me quite the same way the single did. But just bear with me. I wouldn't call the album weak or anything. I'm still going to give it a pretty high rating. So just bear with me while I explain that. I'll definitely get to that in a minute. So, first note about this album is that they use an atypical type of clean vocals here. Kind of in the vein of older Killswitch. You know, kind of in the middle register, not the typical metalcore whiny vocals that you'll hear, which I thought really stood out pretty well. I appreciate them for that on this. It's kind of a more radio-friendly type of vibe from the clean vocals, but again, not a lot of bands kind of really use that style, so I thought that was pretty cool. It was a pretty nice touch. The harsh vocals I kind of found similar to Invent Animate, which I did a review for that album, though I prefer Invent Animate's album, but I am a Genty boy. So in this album they do have some pretty crushing heavy parts. Summoning as lowest lows. Some deeply heavy vocal melodies.
The faces blend together, one and the same, with no identity, occupying an empty space. Sentence to purgatory, subject obscurity.
Some pretty fancy guitar work.
What a shame, hiding in your solitude. Better fuck than a better
That little squeal, panic chord, whatever you want to call it. It's like sexual. Oh. But with all those things together, my only issue with this album is that all those things are just kind of sprinkled throughout. They don't really focus on those things. Like they touch on it, but they don't really indulge. And I feel like they should have just went with it. They should have just indulged themselves. I kind of feel like they just played it a little safe here. Granted, again, I haven't heard their other albums, so I don't know if they've done that style before. But in this album, I feel like they could have done just a little bit more, played with it a little bit heavier. You know, all that being said, while I don't think they did anything extremely exceptional here, they do take everything that generic metalcore bands do, and they do push it a little bit further. I feel like this should be the standard that all newer generic or standard metalcore bands should be held to. Another way of putting it is this is basically what Wage War should be sounding like right now, but they're not, and that's sad. Sure, I wish they would have pushed the envelope a little bit more, but they do push it just enough to where they do it better than a lot of others, and for that I give this album an 8 out of 10. Also, what the fuck is up with no two-steps? Like, if you want to change the genre, if you want to be different, just tone down on the breakdowns, which they already did. Just leave my fucking two-steps alone. But anyways, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching this album review. If you've got other albums you want me to review, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of the album yourself. I know a couple of you will disagree with me. Again, not a bad album. I enjoyed it. I liked sitting through it. I just felt they could have done a little bit more. I'm going to try to keep putting out reviews. Like I said, if you've watched my other videos, I've just been working so much lately. Like, I only have 2 days off and leaves me no time to do any of these. But I'm really trying. So if you want to support me, please give me a like and subscribe. Leave me some comments. Let's talk. This is Oldhead Mike signing off, reminding you, you're never too old for this.